Hit TV, empowering you.
Hit TV empowering you on The Remedy. We are very sorry about last weekend, but we're here with you anyway. Can a relationship thrive without sacrifices? Or what are those sacrifices that you're supposed to give in a relationship? Let it be your boyfriend, your friend, your family. Well, you're on The Remedy and we're here to talk here with Jenny and Claire, The Remedy. So, welcome back. It's a very beautiful weekend. We're at home, Nest, sipping a cup of tea. You could sip yours with us. We are here, me and Claire, talking about sacrifices in relationships. What do you think? Tell us in the comment section below. You could actually give us more insight than what we think. But Claire, tell us more about sacrifices. Like what is even a sacrifice?
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to relate these two words, sacrifice and compromise, because we are looking at a relationship, so we are looking at sacrifices in a relationship. Now, a sacrifice is when you give up things that are important to you, or sometimes even having to adjust your values from time to time. Now, that is a sacrifice. If you're adjusting your values, you're giving up very important things in your life. Now, on the other hand, a compromise is an agreement that you arrive at through a mutual concession. You know? So now you get the difference. You talk, you agree, you compromise on your end, I also compromise on my end, and then
you come up with a solution.
Yeah, we come up with a solution and we reach a mutual agreement. So yes, I definitely won't deny that there are sacrifices in any given relationship. They are there. Sometimes you have to give up the things that are great and of value to you for the other party. It does happen, because once you don't do that, then somehow you're living in your own world. Yeah. So yeah, the sacrifices are there. So for me, I think my sacrifices, you just have to find a way of limiting the sacrifices that you make in any given relationship that you're in, because with a sacrifice you're giving up a lot. You're giving up all the great things in your life, you know, all the things that actually matter to us, your time, your resources, you know, you're giving up so much. So for me, I would think we should look at more of the compromises that we can make. I feel like with compromises we can actually, it's more long lasting. You can keep compromising here and there, but sacrifices are huge.
Yeah, so huge. Actually, I think for a sacrifice to make sense to both parties, it should be a choice.
Exactly.
For the person going to, this is like a compromise. For a person going to give it out.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if I wanted to sacrifice to a friend, I should not do it because, okay, I love this person so much, so I have to do it, but because I am willing to do it.
Yes.
And then it should be after a lot of thought. I've thought about it. If in case something else happens differently and we're no longer friends or something, am I going to regret
You're not
this?
regretting. Exactly.
You see, I could like take an example. If you have like a friend or a boyfriend who needs like a large sum of money at that time, not that they have asked you for it, but because you love them, you might feel the urge of giving it to them.
True.
You understand? Like, but it is a lot of money. So, are you sure you're willing to let it go in case the person is no longer your friend next time?
Exactly.
Are you going to let it go? You're going to start lamenting, I gave you a lot of money, I wasted a lot of money on you. But at that time, remember, you guys were in a relationship.
True. I love how you've put it. You need to think about the after effects.
Yeah,
I'm sacrificing my time, I'm sacrificing my money, I'm putting in my energy. Is it something that I'm going to regret after? So you need to think through a sacrifice. Once you've gone in to make a sacrifice, go in, and whatever effects it has after, just make sure you do not start living in regret. I wish I had sacrificed. We hear that a lot. Do you know how much I sacrificed for you? You know, we hear that a lot every
But it
time.
was your choice. Because at that time, I would think you chose to do it. At that time, when you're in a relationship with someone, like you told me before, somehow your brain skips.
Yeah.
A bit, you do not think it's so straight.
Your brain first takes a break.
It takes a break.
It does.
But you need to grab it back sometimes if you're going to make very big
You
decisions.
actually need to pray that your head never leaves you. Or if it leaves for a day and it turns immediately.
In that
keep
one day you
telling
can do a lot
people,
of things.
I know a lot of crazy, insane things.
you can.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so the sacrifice is something you definitely have to think through, because just make sure you don't regret after. And you're like, I wish I hadn't done this for Jenny. I wish I hadn't done this for this one, you know? Yeah. But on the other hand, if you just compromise here and there, compromise is more like a 50-50. You know, compromise this on your end, I compromise this on my end, and then together we find some common ground, you know?
But you see, even with sacrifices, now if you have a friend and at that time you really love them, if you do a sacrifice for them, like if you've already done it, maybe you're listening to us and you just did it today, do not start regretting that, because after doing it, it did give you that peace of mind. You see, that
you're
is
happy
what,
to do
where
it.
you're not looking for moral desert, but you're looking for, fulfillment. You're happy to do it.
Exactly. It's something that should come from within.
Yeah.
It's something that you want to do, you know? So that you're not in this, you're not just sacrificing just, or maybe you're just feeling sorry for this person. Then later on, when the person becomes something else, now you start reminding them all these sacrifices that you made for them, you know? Because I noticed several times, we as human beings, most people hit that point, and you realize this person you made all these sacrifices for maybe has not turned out the way you actually thought they would, and then you start, I sacrificed my time, my energy, my money, I put in a lot, and this is how you repay me, you know?
I know.
Yeah, that comes up a lot. This is how you decide to repay me. Yeah, so by the time you decide to actually sacrifice or go ahead to do something, and you're giving up some of the great things, because you agree with me, most of us, of course, ideally would want to have money to ourselves. You don't want to, ideally you would want all your money to yourself, but of course you're not in the world alone. You need to help someone here and there. So by the time you give that up, just do it for, just out of your heart, truly, so that I'm sacrificing this. It's okay, even if you're not grateful after that, don't feel bad, because it should have come out of your heart.
I know we're somehow making all this about money. Though it's not about money, it's an example that's just
it's just an example.
But have you ever spent some money and you really feel it is the best money you've ever spent? You give it to like someone who really needs it and they're happy, and you're like,
but it feels so good when you make that sacrifice and help someone, and then you notice you've actually made a change in their life. It is so rewarding.
Even if that person is not there for you sometime back, actually that is what we should do. Like when you're sacrificing something, make sure you sacrifice something you can let go, but still do not expect something in return.
That's the whole point.
If it comes, you're okay.
Well and good.
But if it doesn't come, then
it's okay. And I keep telling people this. Once I decide to go out to help someone, with anything, whether I've put in my time, whether I've put in, any resource, it is something that I've decided to do genuinely. So even if you don't appreciate after, I feel good because I know I did the right thing. I knew I
feel some type of way.
Exactly. So I don't care even if you don't appreciate. It makes me feel good because I know I've helped. I've made a change in your life here and there. So it works for me, and I believe that is what a sacrifice should be. So before you sacrifice, you need to factor in a lot. Just make sure you factor in the after effect of, am I going to regret this? If the expectations you have out of this sacrifice don't turn out to be the ones you thought, just don't start beating up yourself.
So after factoring that, like knowing what you should do, or what are those sacrifices you are not supposed to give in a relationship, like some things you cannot give up in a relationship. What do you think?
What relationship are we talking about?
We're talking about all relationships. Like even for a mother, your friend, your boyfriend, your husband, what kind of things can't you give? You're not supposed to. Not supposed to. No. What kind of sacrifices can't you as a person? Like what you can't give out in a relationship.
You know, it's quite interesting because if you say you can't, then we are actually closing out quite a lot.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay, what you decide.
Yeah, if I decide not to, but that
you should decide
maybe
not to
deciding
give
not to, maybe deciding not to give up a lot, I'll say, because the sacrifices come in, even for the most important things in life. The sacrifices do come up. So I want to think maybe you're going to sacrifice on these things either way.
But those things you should not. I think there's some things you should not give in any relationship.
Yeah. So for me, for example, a relationship with a partner, for me I think there's three things. We can compromise here and there. Let's talk about the compromise bit. Here and there, from time to time we can reach a mutual agreement, but sacrificing entirely 100%. So now for me, in a relationship with a partner, there are three things. Family and the true friends.
The true friends, that is important.
Of course, true friends. I can't say friends. Friends are very many. If you go to Facebook, I have like 1,000 friends. Yeah, so family and friends for me. Then time, money, and my faith. Those four for me. We can compromise here and there, but not entirely sacrificing. So from time to time, you'll sacrifice time, you'll sacrifice some money, you will, first tell family, wait, first go do this for this person. But it's not a daily thing.
It's not a daily thing.
It can be a daily thing.
I feel like if you do not sacrifice time in a relationship, it is not going to work.
Course, yeah.
People are busy.
Yeah, but you're not
so busy. But when you have put me in your life, I'm a priority now. You understand? Like you're done with work, you can at least find some time for me. Sometime
I get that.
You get to
But then
sacrifice
also
some
you need
time.
but
Not that I want all your time, but sacrifice some time. No, if you do not sacrifice time for something, you realize that you do not have time for it. You're so busy for it.
That is true. And let me tell you, by the way, we create time for the things we actually want to create time for.
Yes, we do.
That I do agree, because there's a friend who was telling, I actually evaluated my life. Okay, I evaluate it every day. But recently I was thinking, it's very important. Recently I was thinking, the things that I create time for, and then the things that actually also require my time, I sat down and weighed, and I was like, I actually create time to do this. It's not that important. Then I've actually not done the most important thing. So you see, we actually decide to sacrifice time for what we actually want to do.
Yeah, that is the
so this whole thing of the person is so busy.
No.
We use that excuse a lot. Have work and all that. Trust me. Even on a lunch break, you actually, if your lunch break is 30 minutes or an hour, you're actually going to take off 10 minutes and we video chat.
Yeah.
You see?
As long as the person has made your priority.
Exactly. As long as they are willing to.
They're willing to.
True.
So, another thing, okay, this is, I don't know if it is not what you can sacrifice, but dreams. Your dreams. Like,
you brought that up.
I have a friend who left home. She left home to go and do some job. The father was not happy with it.
Yeah.
He wanted her to go back home. And she did not go back home because she knew that with time that is going to be happy about what she had done. About her decision. Like, she had a goal and she went for it. And she's saying
it's
well.
Tough, eh?
It is so tough because you never know if it is going to
work out or not.
If it doesn't,
you need to go back home, and they'll be like, we told you.
But then if it works out,
but some people will be very proud of you. Yeah.
And you will also be proud of you sometimes.
True. I think we've seen we've had those stories several times. The person sets out. I have a few examples around me that I know. The person sets out and they are like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. And then everyone, the family and friends are seated back and they're like, well, let's see if it works out.
She's going to come back.
Yeah, she will be back. Those things, you can't prosper. And slowly by slowly, somehow the people actually start making it. Then now everyone starts believing. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
She can actually do this, you know. Oh, it's so rewarding, by the way, when you take such a big risk.
It is.
And
You
things
feel like
turn out
very well.
Yeah.
So I feel that is like sacrificing almost like your friendship with your parents for
yeah, the
your bigger
relationship
dreams.
for your
Yeah.
bigger dreams, yeah.
Yeah, you're not leaving them totally, but you're hoping that with time in future something is going to eventually come
Work
out.
out, yeah. So I don't know, it's quite interesting. But you see also now you reach a certain age. We talked about age in one of our episodes. If you didn't, please go back and watch it. You just reach a certain age. You know, there is a certain point in life where they make decisions for you. And you actually realize this later. Now, of course, one thing I've noticed, you know, when people hit the teens, the early teens, you start feeling all mature, big, like you've made it in this life.
You can make your
But
own
you know,
decisions.
Yeah, but then, you know, later on, like after 10 years or 15 years, you look back and you're like, thank God they actually stopped me from doing this. Thank God they advised me against this. Yeah, so there is just that point where you need to be guided. Unfortunately, when you're at that point, you do not want to be guided because you're feeling so big. You feel you have made it. Trust me, even at 18, you're still very young in mind. Very young. But there is this whole thing of, no, at 18, you're an adult, you can make your own decisions. Fine. You're an adult, you can make your own decisions, but there is just that stage where you reach and now you're mature enough. You know how to clearly distinguish the good and the bad at a mature level, you know. So now then you can take, you know, those big life-changing decisions. I want to do this. This is my career path. I want to focus on this. You know, this is my talent. I want to take it on and grow it, and you know, But then there is just that stage where you actually need to be guided. To do it. So you need to know. So when you reach that stage where you're mature enough and you know what you want to do, then you're going to have to sacrifice. Your flex. I know there's that tension between family and friends, and sometimes maybe the work you're doing. But you're going to have to do a little sacrifice just so you can follow what you want to do.
Did you talk about work, about the things you can sacrifice?
Oh, yes.
I cannot. There are some people who, for instance, you get married, and then this man thinks, I'm not talking about every man there, but some people, I have seen this happen. This man thinks you're now supposed to sit home and take care of the children, so you're supposed to live what?
Some women also do that, by the way.
That is choice. That is, you see what I was telling you? Choice.
No, like there are actually women who ask their men to be stay-home dads. They are there. What? Yeah, they are there.
Like, seriously?
Yeah, she's literally like wearing the pants in the home, so she's like, you know what? Stay home, look after the babies. Let me go be the hustler.
Compromise.
I don't know how much compromise that is.
So anyway, according to that, I think it depends on what you have agreed on.
Yeah.
You guys talk and as long as it is not, actually we should talk about different relationships. As long as it is not forcefully, you have thought about it very well, you guys have agreed, then you can sit home and take care of the kids. But if you know that someone is doing it out of selfishness, probably they don't like the fact that you're going to work every day, you're meeting with different people, competition.
The whole competition.
So you need to come home and stay home and do nothing as they come home and feed you, or they're even not taking care of you.
Nothing.
You know?
No, staying at home is more hectic than going to work.
That is what he's saying.
Staying home is hectic.
Do you know when you're a woman and you're used to working?
I know when you're a woman and you're used to
you cleaning, cooking
every day, laundry.
It is just
a difficult one.
It is so difficult,
So I mean, for those you really need to sit down and discuss the two of you, and you arrive at this decision. You've both agreed. But if it's okay with both of you, then fine. But then if it's not, then it starts creating some sort of tension and
because if one party has thought about it, that means they have their reason.
True.
But if you compromise, then he should also understand your reasons. I think that is the basis of a relationship. You're in a relationship to understand each other. You're in this, like,
and the understanding never stops.
Yeah, it should just not stop. So if you understand that I'm not going to sit home because of these reasons, we both understand that should be okay. But if you forcefully say no, you have to, I'm your husband, I'm telling you have to stay. I'm your wife, I'm telling you have to stay home as I go to work.
That is forceful. Yeah, you're being so controlling.
Someone is going to regret it.
Definitely.
The person has stayed. Both of you might regret it because the situation is not going to be the same.
Yeah, because this one party is not happy with the decision. So yeah, it does happen. So yeah, true. Work is also something to do, think about. And you know, many of us out there, people get trapped, you know, like I said, that level, that stage when your brain decides to take a break. I don't know if there are scientists watching us, please break it down and explain to us why there is just that stage that people get to, and the brain literally takes a break and is right there looking at you, and you're thinking with your heart, and the heart just makes the worst decisions. Yeah, so sometimes when you're still in that stage, you're actually going to say yes to all these demands and all these requests. So, stay home, yes. Give me this money, yes. Spend this amount of time, yes.
You're not going to wait for someone to ask.
Yeah, you're just going to keep
until
doing.
you wake up one day and you're like,
Angela,
what have I done from this? You know, you feel like it is selfish. Meanwhile, you've been making your own decisions without making choices.
And that's where the brain has returned.
Yeah, the brain has returned. Anyway, so thank you so much for always being with us every Saturday. Tell us, what are those sacrifices you cannot do in a relationship? Any relationship, girlfriend, friend, family. Tell us. You're still on The Remedy. Let's go in a very short break. You're still with Jenny and Claire. Henry behind the camera. We're coming back.
You're watching Ayit TV, empowering you.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching The Remedy here at UTV. And before we went into the break, we were talking about the sacrifices that we make in our relationship. Any relationship, by the way. We are talking about any, whether it's between, you know, you and your partner, mother, daughter, mother, son, you know, husband, wife, brother, sister. Yeah. So we are looking at all those relationships. And before I forget, have you downloaded the Let's Farm Shop app? If you haven't yet, please go to Play Store, download it, order all your fruits, and we'll deliver them. You know, you do need fruits for your health, right? And they will be delivered to you. And then also, please visit guzaug.com, shop for any item that you want, and we'll have it delivered right at your doorstep. Don't suffer, don't be out here hustling. Everything is right there, any item that you need. guzaug.com. So, sacrifices in a relationship. So I was actually thinking, like I said, the different kind of relationships that we have. You know, between you and your parents, you and your brothers, you and your cousins, workmates, you know, friends.
We've never talked about friendship, by the way. You should go and see if you're a friend or a what?
Yeah, you should go and find out whether you're a friend or an acquaintance or a colleague. Yeah, just so you're sure. Don't be like me, who was introduced as a colleague when I thought I was a friend. I will not stop telling. So now you realize we have different personalities here. So in any kind of relationship, you might find. Now, we are going to look at some types of relationships that exist in any given setting, but they are not only limited to this, there could be any others.
You could tell us.
Yeah, you could tell us, you know, the other types that you know. So sometimes you find a relationship, there is a competitive person and there's a controlling one. Now, of course, the controlling one, like the word says, they want to control it all. Your time, your money, how the home is run, where you go, what you dress, who you're friends with, etc.
They want to force you to give sacrifices.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So they're literally forcing you to sacrifice all those things. Whether your opinion varies or not, they are controlling, it doesn't matter, yeah. Then you have now the competitive one who is always wanting to be better than you. But then you're in this relationship or partnership, yet you're supposed to be working together. You're supposed to be a team so that you all, you know, arrive at the same goal. So now that one becomes quite interesting. And that can actually work, by the way, in any setting. Let's look at work. Let's look at colleagues. You know, colleagues are your workmates.
Yeah.
So
So
you,
relationship, yeah.
it's a relationship. You're at work, you have colleagues, you're in a team. You're supposed to work as a team, but then for some reason there is just this one person who wants to outshine the others. You go out, work on a project, then this person sends an email and they're the ones shining. They have not included that whole bit of we
Of
actually did
everyone.
this as a team. These are our findings. This is how we can improve in this area. We've seen several of those. There are quite many. Yeah. So now that one brings about tension because one person wants to outshine the others.
Yeah.
So now you have that
That
whole.
is selfishness. Yeah, that person is
True.
selfish.
The person is selfish. And it happens, even in homesteads. You find a brother, two brothers or two sisters, especially the girls.
Really?
The girls, my God. This one girl wants to shine more than the
maybe.
others. Yeah, it does happen a lot. So whatever you're doing so in that relationship, that's where now you need to find a mutual ground, find a common ground. Because the minute you're being so competitive or someone is being so controlling, that relationship won't last. Yeah, because there is so much back and forth. Which brings me to the next point. In any setting also, whether it's family, friends, or at work, you have the aggressive people and the accommodating ones. Now the accommodating one is very patient, They tolerate all sorts of personality. It's more like any human resource person. Any human resource person has to have an accommodating character.
Yeah.
Because there's all sorts of people you meet. The slow ones, the fast ones, the shy ones, the rude ones, the open ones. There's like all personalities you meet. So there are those
Sharp and
accommodating
slow.
ones. Exactly. You understand everyone the way they carve, without getting pissed and without running out of patience. So there are those accommodating ones. Then you have the aggressive ones who want things by force. Has to work out, So now also that one, you also need to sit down now and understand each other. If this person is aggressive, how can I accommodate him or her? How can we, try to understand each other? This one is being accommodative, the next one is being quite aggressive. And it happens everywhere, even at home. You look at like a family, the children in there's an aggressive one, there's an accommodative one.
Even the parents.
Exactly, even the parents.
The other ones always want, if a father wants the kids to do this, they always want to do the way they want them to
Those
do
families where the father comes back and everyone is running for safety. Yeah. So you just have to strike a balance. We are never the same in any given relationship.
Understand
You're
your
very
person.
different from your sister, you're different from your brother, you're different from your workmates, you're different from your partner. So you just have to understand and find that common ground and Jenny is aggressive, so how best can we work together because we are now stuck in this team and we need the work. So how are we going to work with each other? Then also you in time you have to look at me, if I'm accommodating, also don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what happens with accommodating people. Yeah, so it's just understanding each other. It's difficult. It's very difficult to embrace all these personalities, but you're not in the world alone. You're not an island. So
You see, that's what I've been telling you. You choose to. Sometimes some people are hard to understand.
yeah.
They are hard to. You try to understand them, but the things they do, oh my God.
There are people who are just generally hard.
They are impossible.
They
So
are
you just choose,
impossible.
I've understood this one. He's just like this. She's just like this. So I'm not going to waste my time. You cannot sacrifice things for such a person. You
Yeah.
just let go. You just put them in a zone in their own lane. You do not focus a lot about such a
There are
person.
just people who are just difficult, but
Maybe
it's
if you
actually-
directly live with them or communicate with them, then there you have to deal
It's
with
actually
them.
interesting. Personally, I don't think anyone has been that difficult for me to manage. Yeah.
No, you just
Somehow.
like you have that character. You know how to
Somehow,
handle
yeah.
different people.
Because I've been in a setting where there is this one difficult person, like you're in a population of 200, and the 199 people saying, that chick, that guy, very difficult. And then people ask me, how do you talk to him? How do you talk to her? I'm like, I find a way,
Yeah, I know how to deal with
yeah, I know how to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy though. Not everyone has that patience.
I don't.
Of course, even me sometimes I run out of patience, but yeah, I do try to be as accommodative as I can. So, so there are so many things you have to sacrifice, you know, depending on your personality, and we bring different characters out here. So there's a lot to sacrifice. Don't think we are all happy with your character. No, we're not. Yeah, and don't think, I also know you're also not comfortable with everyone's character out there. So the sacrifices coming and the compromise, very important.
Very, very important. So after understanding so very many people, it helps you make sacrifices without too many expectations. You already know this person, you're like,
Expectations always hard.
they do. Whether it is very
We
bad
will talk
to-
about that actually on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, we will
Managing
talk about expectations one day. When you have too many expectations from someone, that is when you lose your mind, and then you're going to give in a lot. You're going to sacrifice a lot of things.
Because you're expecting all this in return.
Yeah, you're even going to give up on your family because you think this person you just met is like everything for you right now.
True.
You expect a lot from that person until they actually become themselves.
Yeah, and then you're like, ooh, this is what I said.
You never know someone until they are mad at you. Until they are really not happy. Okay, not mad, but not happy with you. You will get to know that is how
The
they can
true
deal
colors.
with you.
But then also, I agree with what you said, but I kinda also, that statement, I've seen it, of, this person is showing their true colors.
Okay,
Why
it's not
is it?
true
It's
colors.
not true
But let me
colors, but
tell
then,
you. It's not true colors. It is just that person. You know the nice person. You know the nice. You know when you're in love with someone. Let's talk about that, like the partner. If you have a boyfriend, that kind of relationship.
yeah.
If you are in love with someone, the best. What you're showing at that time is all nice because that is what is there. Like you don't have a reason to show the bad side because every human being has that negative part. You understand? So you know only the nice bits.
But also,
There is some
your
serious
bad
about that.
side, also your bad side, it also varies.
It varies, but it comes after a very long
very
time,
long time.
and someone does not expect that. You understand? And they do not know how it is going to come out until you're actually mad at them, and the way you act is different and very unexpected. And that is when people start lamenting.
Yeah, that's when people
and
start
spent, and that is because you've been
this is
too
how
nice.
you've been
And
too
that
nice.
happens when you see when someone does not. This has happened to me. Like when I like someone, even if it's just a friend, I really like someone. Like I'm doing a lot, but when I'm going
When
to
you
give
love, you love.
sacrifices, but when I'm going to give sacrifices, I'm someone who really thinks about it. I will not lament. No. Telling you have no, because when I'm going to give you something, I'll think if this person is no longer in my life, am I going to regret it? Or I'm okay with it? Or I have done it because I want them to be happy. You understand? But I'm not expecting something in return.
That's how it should be. I
That's how
decide
it
to
should
do
be.
something for
So
someone.
in future, if you actually like piss me off, you've done something so bad, and I become mad, like Jimmy, now I'm triggered. That's what they told me.
Yeah, of the Machiga in you is
The
coming
Mchiga
out.
in you- exactly, the Mchiga in you is coming out. But you have pushed that. Like every person has that trigger that actually.
We all hit our last nerve. I do agree with that bit. For me, what I don't like, what we spread out here, you've been nice to this person, you've been doing all these nice things to the person, and then the one time that you're not happy with the person, we have different ways of expressing our disappointments. You
Yeah,
agree,
very.
Someone will pick this cup and throw it that side, someone will bring the roof down,
Many will keep quiet and leave.
Yeah, so you see, we have different ways of. But for me, what I don't like is that whole statement that people say, so these are her true colors, as if when I was being nice, I wasn't being genuine. Why don't you also tell me the times when I'm nice that, oh my God, you're truly nice? Why do people wait for that point when you cut a wire and they're like, true
They
colors?
want to feel comfortable with that with themselves, like they're judging at that time. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay.
We're judging off the sacrifices.
I know. All these
my
things are
God.
like, they're all
necessary.
entangled in
Yeah.
this whole sacrifices.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to sacrifices and compromises, we've looked at the different relationships with whoever, family, friends.
So first, before you go there, can you give up a relationship for a relationship?
Can I give up a relationship for
For a
a relationship?
relationship. Let's say you have like a boyfriend,
Yeah.
and your friends or your parents don't like him. They don't like him. Are you going to let him go? Or are you going to go with him and have issues with the other party?
Oh.
That is a big sacrifice.
a hard
you don't
place.
know when to sacrifice to what. But that happens, right?
It's a hard
It happens.
place, yeah.
I don't know how it came in my
It does happen, of course. We've seen several stories where the family is like, no, you have to leave that girl, you have to leave that boy.
What would you do?
I feel it depends also the stage you're in. I want to think it depends on the
Yeah,
stage you're in of the
I think
relationship. When we've just met, oh no, family is bitching. You guys are just being something else. This boy is nice.
No, but I think just the way you say compromise. You should tell me why you don't like this guy.
Exactly, yeah.
And another thing, let me tell you. Okay, I think if you meet someone and you have reached a point of showing them to family, you're serious with that person, right?
Yeah.
And you have been with them for some time. You are going to be with this person. You are going to be with this person, not your family. You're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. You understand? You are going to create your own family.
True.
You're giving another branch of your family. No, first listen. You're giving another branch. No, that's what I think. Anyway, so it depends on the reasons. My mother, any family, any other family member is giving me to leave this person. You understand? It is not because he has dreads, because that is not what I liked about him. If that is the problem, then I will have to first make sure I make you understand that. If I know that at the end of the day I am not going to regret it, you are going to like me for what I'm going to do, then I will just go ahead with that. But if they have genuine reasons, like I have seen this man doing this. But still that is hard because
I've told
because
you,
I'm not seeing. But
don't
anyway,
see.
one thing you should consider is you're making your own family. Honestly, if you have brought this man at your home, you're ready for another step.
Yeah, I get that.
This person is now your husband.
And let me tell you, I totally get that. You know, one of my sisters always tells me, when family talks or when society talks, you might not exactly do what they are saying, but just listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a truth in it. Sometimes they could be right, sometimes they could be wrong.
Yeah.
You see, that's the weird bit. So anyway, that's where your God comes in. You pray about it for God to give you an answer. And somehow we always choose. If they are right that he's not the person, he or she is not the right person for you, somehow you'll get a clear
Then they should tell me. They should tell me the reasons why they don't like this person.
Yeah, but they should. They can tell you.
They should actually.
And if there's a small bit in you that recognizes some of the things that they're saying, don't try to keep them down there, because they've seen more. Yeah, they are probably seeing a picture that, of course, you don't see because you're in love. And let me remind you, husband and wife are not related.
They are not. They are not. Oh God.
I feel like I say
They're
it all
not.
the time.
But you're
They're
going to
not.
make relations. You understand?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're going to make a family and all that, but
Yeah, they're not related, but you see your parents started like once and time back. But I just want to make you as parents out there, make sure that when your kids make decisions, you're supportive when it is the right time to support. Some parents are just too scared. And in this world, they're scared of some things, like they have just seen the appearance of someone.
Yeah.
They're not approving.
They're not
because
approving
this person
just
looks
the
like they can do something. You see, but you've been with this person for more than like 2 years.
I know. Have you been in
When
a
they have
situation?
not been there.
Yeah, have you been in a situation? Have you heard of stories where, you know, two people are together, they are dating, or I don't know, maybe they were married or something, and then when things go bad and they decide to separate, and then the family is like, we saw it a long time ago.
I know.
That relationship wasn't going anywhere.
God.
And you're like, why didn't you tell me?
They're just saying it. Sometimes they're just saying it just to sometimes, okay, I don't know.
I hear that a lot here.
Yeah, I don't know. What about his friends? What about his friends? If you
Tell
had
me
like
about
friends, if you had like let's say like 5 friends, and you get like this boyfriend, or you had friends and you get another friend, and they have a problem with you. all the time. You know, this guy, I've seen him with this thing. Like, you have a problem. Would you give up the new person for these old ones who have been in your life, or
I always
what do you do?
tell people this. You need to strike a balance. If you have been friends with this group of people for 10 years, and then some girl or some boy comes into your life.
Oh, some girl.
Yeah,
I'm
some
talking
girl.
about any friend.
Yeah, any friend. Some girl or some boy comes into your life, and then you feel you want to kick out the people you've known for 10 years for this one boy or girl that you've known for a month. I find that thing so wrong.
It is so wrong. No,
And people do it a lot. People do it a lot. They're like, I know, I found someone.
Yeah.
New. This is someone
But that
you've
is
met
not
for
what I'm
a
not.
week.
That is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
so
talking
it's-
about a situation where your friends just do not like
They
the
don't
new
like
person
the
who is
new person in your life.
Like, yeah, they have a problem with it. Some people could be just jealous.
Yeah, there could be a truth to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
If
see,
there is
that's
a
what I
truth
told
to
you.
it,
Sometimes you just listen. You might not act.
if there is a truth to it, then you should be careful with the person you just started meeting. But then, if there is no truth to it, you can try to make them. I think you can try to make them be friends.
Yeah,
You can try to make them be friends, but you cannot let an innocent soul go just for that.
just because people
have a
all
problem
this.
with it.
The person could have even changed. That could be the past. You know, everyone has a past. You know, you could probably be telling me a journey of 10 years ago. I mean, she could be different
Even
now.
if it's for last week, let me tell you, if you
Like,
have a
could be a new
problem, no, if you have been doing some things, if you're doing some things that the society does not like, that do not affect me directly. You understand?
Yep.
If you're my friend, even these people who have complicated lives have friends. I know, of course. You
yeah.
see, if you're my friend and whatever you are doing in the past does not affect me directly. All I'm saying is good. Who am I to judge you? Like, I am not a saint. You understand? Like, yeah, who am I to judge you? So I am not going to let my past friends go according to me. I'm going to give my own opinion. You can tell me yours. I will not let my past friends go. I will love them and keep them the way they are, and tell them, you know what, this is my new friend. This is my friend as well.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with him, it's okay.
Of course,
And I will tell this
if
one
they
as
have
well.
if they also have a problem with it and they decide to let you go, then they are the ones with
Not
the problem.
letting, yeah. That is a
if they
problem,
decide
but
to,
you
you know,
don't have
cut
to
you
let
off,
me go.
that's
Because
their
I
problem.
met someone else. You
so-
should just let me like them and then love you as well. But I can
You
just
strike a balance, yeah. And people tend to people don't differentiate that sacrifice, but I mean, it's because you can't cut out everyone. You're actually going to need these people because you have known them longer. So tell us what you think. You could be having a different opinion out there.
You're going to say something. I don't remember, but I cut you short.
No, it's fine. Let's first go in a break and then we'll be right back. You're watching The Remedy.
Yeah.
You're watching Ayit TV, empowering you.
Are you looking for new or refurbished laptops? Or do you need to have your PC repaired and maintained? Do you need accessories for computers or phones? Are you in search of a printer or decoder? Worry not. If you're in Mbarara, you can now get all these from Pearl Technologies. Find us at former Nakmat Building, room 14, or call us on 0777 525820.
You're watching Ayit TV.